Hey there, my name is Brandon, and I first want to thank you for scheduling a time with me. I know you're busy, and I'm sure you're getting a lot of calls with other agents trying to sell you with something. That can be overwhelming, so the purpose of this video is to set clear expectations on what to expect. I'm gonna be introducing myself and letting you know exactly what will happen on this call so you know it's worth your time. So I won't just throw every plan at you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at all the different plans available, check out the pros and cons. My job is to simplify the process so you know exactly what you're getting and what's best for your family. So please just make sure to have these couple things on hand ready for the call. I'll need to know the date of birth of everyone you'll be looking to cover. We're gonna need the zip code so I can look at the plans available in your area, any pre-existing conditions, any medications. That way we're getting everything that you need covered, as well as your income, because some of these plans you can qualify for a tax credit and can help with the premiums. We'll need to know your start date or when you're looking to start your coverage. We'll also need to know your budget so we can deliver you the best plans. We might have everything already on hand for you depending on how you submitted your information. So this may be your first time, this may not be your first time, okay? But if it is, there's really 4 ways that we can get insurance. 2 ways we don't really help with. Those are gonna be state coverage as well as employer plans. You would reach out to your employer if you had an employer plan. Those are great options, and definitely take the option if it is available. The next 2 ways are gonna be based off the public and the private side. Now, your public side are gonna be more the government affiliated programs where you can get a subsidy or a tax credit to help you with your premiums. They're mainly meant for people with pre-existing conditions as well as low income. And then we can take a look at the private side. Those you can qualify for better rates, better benefits based off your health. And they also come tax deductible. So if you are self-employed or a business owner, you can write these off as expenses when you do your taxes next year. On our call, I'll walk through all these different plans in more detail, show you which one could work towards your situation, then see which one is a better fit. So as an independent advisor, I have access to both public and private options. So my job as an independent advisor, I'm not married to any one company or network. I will ask you a lot of questions, discover your situation best, and advise you into which option would be best for you, whether that is public or private. So some of you might be getting a lot of calls and some of you might not be getting a lot of calls. For those of you that are getting a lot of calls, you can just ignore those. If you're dealing with me, like I said, I'm an independent advisor. We can look at everything. Other people might just be spam. Other agents reading off a script, just pushing one thing. They could also be pushing you short-term benefit plans or limited benefit plans, and those can leave families financially exposed, and we won't go over those unless you absolutely want to, or if it's a fit for your situation. So regarding all those other calls, that's not what I do. My approach is educational, so we'll just walk through the specifics of each plan. If you have any questions, I'll answer them, and I'll advise you into an appropriate plan that makes sense. I'll make sure you understand the fine print before you decide on anything. I'll walk you through your choices and I'll explain how they work. So just to share a little bit about me, before I got into health insurance, I actually dealt with a tragic situation where my mom was golfing and she had a terrible heart attack. I was actually working at Red Robin at the time. I was a server. And my stepfather texted me saying, hey, your mom had a heart attack, she's in the hospital, and I rushed over. Definitely one of the scariest nights of my life. I went to the hospital, me and my stepdad were there, my mom was unconscious pretty much, and we ended up leaving that night to go home, to go to sleep. Literally could not fall asleep. I was sitting in my house 20 minutes away thinking, wow, I just left my mom. This could be the last time I see her. And I ended up driving right back to the hospital so I could spend the night with her. Woke up and, just being around. Don't know what I would do. My mom is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. So very scary time. But luckily, because my mom had really good insurance, we did not have to deal with any drastic financial situations. She was left with no bills other than that initial upfront cost that she had to do before the benefits paid out. That story is the reason I got into insurance, because I know how drastic or how terrible of a situation that could bring you, and while your mom or your family is recovering from such an event, you shouldn't have to be worried about bills or going bankrupt or losing assets. Right? You should be there with your family, taking care of them, being around the ones you love. When we get on the call, here's what you can expect. It'll be simple, clear, and 100% focused on you. Please make sure you're in front of a phone or a computer. That way you can follow along with me while I go over the plans. That way you can see everything in real time, ask questions, and if we find something that works for you, we can lock it in right then and there. Thanks again for booking the call with me. I really do look forward to speaking with you. Talk soon.